Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. I hope you had a beautiful, nurturing, nourishing weekend and are ready to step into this beautiful new week ahead. So today is a really auspicious day for us to be doing our check-in for our Mindset Mastery session. And what I mean is it's the 9th day of the 9th month. So we've got the 9-9 energy. So you might start feeling that you're wrapping things up, that you're releasing and letting go things that you've been working on, or maybe even checking in with one of my favorite questions that I really encourage you to start really bringing into your own way of walking forward and of really aligning with what's possible for you is, how does this make me feel about me? It's one of my favorite questions. It's a simple question, but when I encourage you to put your hand on your heart when you ask that. So this is our Mindset Mastery session. And as you know, if you've been here with me before, I like to just feel into or reflect upon the phases of the moon that we're being impacted by. And the phase for this week is in 2 days. I think it's on the 11th. We have the first quarter phase of the moon in the sign of Sagittarius. And that's why I was bringing that in, is this energy. So first quarter phase of the moon is to start taking action steps, starting moving forward on those intentions or ideas or goals or wishes or wouldn't it be nice if type of contemplations that you started to spin into or work with at the new moon. So as we move forward with that Sagittarius, it's very much about stripping away and releasing that which is not part of your truth, your essence. And so that's what we'll start. We use 4 different decks of cards for these sessions, and we'll start with the letting go card in a minute. But this is about really looking. Sagittarius energy is all about looking for wisdom and truth and knowledge, but it's applied knowledge. And sometimes, you may have heard me say this before, sometimes we need to really recognize that the answers we're looking for are also looking for us. And so it's very important for you to really feel into what's your best rhythm of being and doing, of surrendering and allowing that wisdom to show up. And that's why I'm saying that question is such a powerful one. How does this make me feel about me? So when I'm talking about this, I'm saying this belief, this idea, this mindset, this environment, this goal, this opportunity, this choice, these people, this group, that group. How does this make me feel about me? It's so important to allow ourselves to just check into, what does that feel like? To feel in alignment, to feel centered, to feel balanced, to feel good, to feel like, yes, I'm following my inner guidance, my heart's wisdom. I am on the track of creating and sharing my gifts. That's what that's all about. So if I bring up anything on these sessions that confuse you or discombobulates you, or you need some more guidance or support, just put it in the comments below or message me directly. Because this is really about this. My inspiration here is to help you really access and listen and walk with your inner wisdom, your guidance, your gifts, your talents, what is it that you came into this adventure we call life to create, to experience, to share? And is that working out? Are you in alignment with it? No right or wrong here. It's just a simple gift to yourself to pause and just check in, because this when I say that putting your hand on your heart, that's where your guidance comes from. And are you listening to that which makes your heart say yes, or say go that way, go this way? So just following that. Okay, so let's start pulling some cards. Like I said, we're going to look at letting go. This is such an important part when I say letting go. And this Sagittarius first quarter phase of the moon is perfect time to just look and see, are the beliefs, the mindsets, the ideas, the thoughts, are they all in alignment? Are they supporting who you're becoming, who you've become even? And sometimes when we contemplate those types of questions, something will bubble up. You say, oh, that doesn't serve me anymore. So maybe I can just thank it and let it go. Letting go can sometimes be as simple as saying, I choose something different. Or it can be more involved, I should say, where we need to speak it out or develop a new habit or do some gratitude practice or journaling or reach out for some help to, brainstorm ideas of how to let go of something, whatever that could be. Oh, this is a powerful one. So what's come up for us today is disapproval of self. Where does that show up? Do you shame yourself, or do you compare yourself to others and say, oh, I'm not like that, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, or I should be bigger, better, more talented, more gifted, more in alignment, whatever that kind of brings up for you. Just feel into that. And actually that's a really important one, as I say to you, if I'm saying check in and say, how do I feel about myself? If I'm disapproving of myself, that needs to shift and change so that you can actually move forward or flow forward or find your rhythm or your balance or your sense of ease. So, like I said, if you need some support or help with that, just let me know. So take a nice deep breath. Next deck of cards I like to use on these sessions is tarot card. I'll get one tarot card, then we'll do 3 healing with the angels, and then we wrap it all up with the liberate your inner truth, which is really, really highly underlined with that energy, like I said, 9th day of the 9th month, as well as the first quarter phase of the moon in Sagittarius. So just take a nice deep breath. Let's see what wisdom the tarot wants to share with us for this energy. Oh, beautiful. It's the 4 of Wands. That's a beautiful one. That 4 of Wands feels such a stable celebration, but it's actually a focusing on the inner world, the feeling like you've landed at home. Home is here. And so that's such a beautiful one too. But the other thing that I feel like with that, the 4 pillars of that significance is feeling good. And I talk about PEMS a lot. So those are the 4 pillars of you: your physical well-being, your emotional well-being, mental well-being, and spiritual well-being. So can you really feel into that and release any kind of disapproval of self so that you can actually take the action steps based on what is your truth? And your truth may evolve and shift and change. As we evolve and shift and change, it's okay to say, that was my truth, or that was my mindset, or that was my behavior or my way of dealing with certain situations, and it doesn't serve anymore. You don't have to do things the same way just because that's what you were indoctrinated or encouraged to do. When we create that, we just pause to say, is this right for me now? Because that's why I'm saying it's like this is such a big game of life. You're allowed to change roles, to change your mind, to make a different choice, to go some different way. That is completely okay. And the more you give yourself permission to do that, and do not disapprove of things you should have done or didn't do, or the woulda, coulda, shouldas, they don't belong in here either, right? I trust that makes sense. So take a nice deep breath. Like I said, we're going to have a look at the Healing with the Angels cards. See what guidance can come through for this. Some nice energies here. Wrapping things up, letting go, having a look at what are you creating for the rest of 2024. This is such a powerful, empowering year that we are in. First one is children. When I see that card, this is such a beautiful one because it feels like that's a reminder. Are you listening to your own inner child? Are you accessing those things that make you skip and play and enjoy? What did you like to do? What lit you up as a child? And maybe bring some of that into your intentions and direction. And that could actually be another piece around that. How does this make me feel about me? Well, if it makes me feel aligned with all aspects of me, then that could be you accessing and listening to the guidance of your own inner guidance. The other one that's come up, super powerful, is Archangel Michael. When I see Archangel Michael coming into a reading like this, it's such a reminder that you are always protected. You can call upon the protection of Archangel Michael if you're starting to feel bombarded with negative thoughts or negative habits or things that aren't serving you. You know, we're talking about letting things go. If you do have an issue with disapproving of yourself, maybe you could call upon the loving protective energy of Archangel Michael and say, help me shift this pattern. Help me lovingly embrace who and what I am. You know, the other thing about it is if there are pieces that you wish to change or you wish to have showing up in a different way within you, you can't change it unless you accept what is. So that's the other part around that. It's very, very important to really release any kind of judgy chatter within you. And then, of course, the final one on this one, which I love, also surrender and release. So, you know, when you're contemplating something, so let's say that disapproval of yourself, or let's say that there's a habit or a ruminating pattern within you that's really hard for you to unlock. Sometimes it's important to just say, okay, I give this up to a higher power. I give this up to my higher self. The other part of this aligning is to make sure that you are finding your rhythm and your harmony between your head, your heart, and your higher self. That's another big piece around that surrender and release. Because when we are just trying to work everything out on our logic, on our own mind, that can sometimes get us sticky and stuck and only focus on the things that aren't working out the best way. Whereas when we surrender, you get to see a bigger picture and you can step more into the loving guidance of your own heart, of your own higher self. Trust that makes sense. All right, lovelies. Like I said, if you need any support or guidance, just let me know. Helping you master your own mindset and walk forward on your chosen path with grace and ease and comfortableness. And so now I'm going to wrap our session up by pulling one of the Liberate Your Inner Truth. Well, this is awesome. Liberate Your Inner Truth. The one that's come up for us to seal this session today is I Am Potential. So I Am Potential says, I let go of logic and trust in my feelings. So important. New and exciting things start to happen as I am intuitively guided to explore new possibilities for my life. My feelings are a part of the guidance to fulfill my potential. I love that. That gave me goosebumps because that's very much in alignment with the vibe of what I was saying about using that question. How does this make me feel about me? Tap into your feelings. Such a beautiful, powerful resource to help you make choices, to help you release that which no longer serving you. I trust this makes sense. Thank you for watching. I wish you a beautiful week and I'll be back again with you next week.